Oh no, what did I sign up for this time? Umigari is a first-person fishing horror game set in the absolutely cursed version of the Japanese coast. In this game, you'll fish with a harpoon, explore flooded locations, and unravel the mystery of where you are and what happened. Before I get too far into this, experience of a game, I wanted to talk a little bit about... Umigari was developed and published by a small indie dev studio by the name of Chilla's Art, a small team comprised of two brothers. The game was described by them as light horror compared to some of their other titles, some of which I'll show on screen right now for you. Unfortunately, at this time that's really all I could find regarding the development of this game. However, I did want to add that I always find it impressive to see a game be created by small teams like this one, and it's more impressive to see how imaginative this game really is. If you played games like Loan Shark or Dredge, you'll feel right at home with this game. If you aren't familiar, I do have a video talking about Dredge. The link will be in the description. Shameless plugs aside, I think it's time for us to move on to... So, like I said earlier, you play as a fisherman whose preferred method of fishing is with a harpoon. And let me tell you, it's not the easiest style of fishing either, but boy is it fun and rewarding when it lands, even if there is a bit of jank to it. The fish you run into are a bit smarter than you would expect, with some running when you look at them, or refusing to come to surface while you're around, or some being invisible unless a light shines on them. But, seeing how that's your paycheck floating around, I suppose you better get good with aiming. When you aren't completely missing most of your shots, you will most likely be exploring the various locations found around the map. From a school, to a strip mall, to a city, and even an abandoned dorm, you won't just be exploring on your boat either. Half the game is getting off and walking around. Each area will also have progressively harder fish to catch, starting out in the calm waters of the first island and ending in the city where half the fish there want to either eat you or your boat. Speaking of the fish, man, talk about interesting. In order to avoid possible spoilers, I don't want to say why the fish look the way they do, but what I do want to say is that the design is exactly why Eldritch Horror is one of my favorite styles of horror. With all that being said, I do think it's time for us to move on to... The weirdness is really cranked up here. All of the NPCs you meet are disturbing in one way or another. From a little girl alone singing on a beach, to a man in a washing machine, or even just the main fish merchant himself. That, and honestly, those guys don't even begin to scratch the surface on the weirdness of this game. I personally went into the game not knowing what to expect. Truth be told, I had never heard of these devs prior to playing this game, so I really went into this blind, and man, the NPCs really helped drive home how odd and off-putting this game is. Then again, I think the fish really gave me more of the, oh god, what is that moments, but that's besides the point. So I guess that really leads me to my last question of what did I think of the game and would I recommend buying it? When I first loaded up this game, I did not have the right mentality. Whether it be the fact that it was made with the Unreal Engine, or how the boat moved, or any number of reasons, I just did not like it. At first. But as the game progressed, it slowly started growing on me. Now, this game is not very long by any means, with a total playtime of about 4.5 hours, and about an hour or so of that was me watching videos on my phone. However, with what little runtime the game does have, it uses it very well. In the end, I really enjoyed both the gameplay loop and the story, even if it was a bit outlandish. Although, I suppose that really added to the odd vibe of the game, allowing for things like this, to make sense when you see it. Well, kind of. And finally, would I recommend buying it? Honestly, it's hard for me to recommend this game. It's not the fact that it's a bad game. With the runtime being so short and how odd the game is and the fact that the game still very much needs some more polish with a few more updates, I can't find myself being able to recommend spending the $10 to $13 on this game depending on if it's on sale or not. It is available on Steam if you are interested, and it is on sale at the time of recording due to the full release from Early Access, along with a bundle including the studio's entire collection. Anyways guys, as always, I've been Dingus, you've been you, this has been Umigari, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.